So, just woke up, nightmare, well, dreamt about Carol, woke up in pieces, and then, same time as always, 3:30, and have that gut-wrenching fear again. Well, at least I'm not alone now. I have my mate with me. I'm not alone in my bed this morning. I have this Lee man, and I Sam, my main man Sam. Don't know what I'd do without him. So I need to meditate to get rid of this fear, and I'll see you later. And welcome to the channel. What is it that I do that enables me to function during the day when I wake up like I did today? When I came to this morning, it was very typical way of me waking up. I was awake before the alarm, and I wake about 3 o'clock in the morning, I guess. And when I open my eyes, the first thing I feel is fear, gut-wrenching fear, which I've never experienced since I was a kid, basically. And it's quite fear. It's frightening, right? Clues in the word. But how do I get over it? What do I do to make myself get up and kind of be a part of this, what we call life? I meditate, basically. I'm able to find a space between my thoughts that brings me out of fear. It's difficult. I used to be able to do it very easily. Now it's not so easy, but I'm persevering. And when I find that space between my thoughts, I become very present. So the fear is I'm living in the future. You know, I'm fearing stuff that hasn't happened before or happened yet. And chances are 99 times out of 100 it's not going to happen. But you still feel that fear. And when you get the anxiety, you're remembering, for me anyway, it's the past and the sadness and all that, which is never going to go away because it's grief. You know, it's not something that you're going to get over, but it's something you can get on with. And for me, finding that space between my thoughts, and if I hold it for as long as I can, which sometimes is only seconds, but I realise with each time you can get a little bit, you can hold that space a little bit longer. So maybe you hold it for 5 seconds, and that's a long time to have no thought in your mind for a lot of people. You'll find out once you're able to hold that, you can hold it a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer, until you go, let's say, a full minute. When was the last time you can remember you went a whole 60 seconds with not a single thought in your mind? It's when you do get to that point, it is very blissful, and you realize that you are not your thoughts and you are not your emotions, although your emotions are exceptionally powerful in the way you create your reality. And I don't want to live in a reality of fear, so I know as soon as I get that sensation in the morning, I cannot stay with it. I have to find a way to get away from that. I have to find a way to suppress that, because I don't want that to be the predominant emotion of my day, because then you will manifest things that you will be fearful of. So I find that space. I find that space between my thoughts. And then a weird thing happens to me, because I do the Reiki and I've been meditating a long time. This is something I want to again talk about in other videos, about opening and closing your chakra points. I open my chakra, and as soon as I do that, I start to vibrate. My skin vibrates. Being in the present moment whilst experiencing this vibratory state, that fear just goes away. It just completely disappears. And I want to do some videos on that, the meditation that I use, and I will actually do meditations online that people can either do or not do. It's up to them, but they work for me, and if they can work for me, then they can work for anyone, because I have the busiest mind, especially at the moment. I have the busiest mind in the world. I've got what I feel like is all the worries in the world, and I'm still able to find that space between my thoughts where I can rest for a little bit. Even if it's just for a minute, you realize that there's so much more to your existence and your experience than what goes on inside your head. After that, I'll take the dog for a walk and get on with my day. But it could be so the other way. You know, I could feel that fear, think a fearful thought, feed that fear, because the fear comes from the gut. Well, that's where mine comes from, because I can feel it. It's a knot, it's a tightness. I can either associate with that, produce another fearful thought, feed the fear, and it will be a never-ending cycle at least for the rest of the day. Tomorrow will be worse, and then you'll build on that through the rest of your life, possibly end up living in fear for the rest of your life. I'm not going to do that. I can't afford to do that, and I can't afford to live in fear for minutes. You know, I've got to get out of that state, because it's not a nice place to be, and it is a place that's going to manifest shit in your life. So yeah, find the space between your thoughts, and if you know how to open and close chakra, do, because you've got to start allowing that energy in, the good stuff. It's you can feel it when, and this is probably a lot of gobbledygook to some people, and I get that, because it was only a few years ago it was to me. Once you open yourself up to the energy that surrounds you, you can, and you tune yourself into it, you can start to vibrate with it. Your whole body starts to vibrate. Maybe when I'm doing Reiki, my hands vibrate. The palms of my hands, when I put them over somebody, I can feel where their injuries are, or where their emotional or energetic blockages are. But you can do it to yourself, and you don't need to be spiritually in tune. Just give it a go. Open yourself up, allow the energy to flow through the crown chakra, and vibrate. And if you can do that, you're a massive step forward to freedom in your life. Well, that's the premise for this anyway. I totally believe that. I have to believe it, because I have no other opportunity. I have no other choice. I have to believe this to be true, because I know it to be true. I've seen it work in other people's lives. My life is falling apart completely. I cannot fix how I feel by trying to fix this out here. I can't do it. And when I've tried over, especially the first 2 months of Carol passing, the first 3 months, I really tried to fix everything and the outside perspective. And yes, I do need to look at the outside world. You need to have money to live. You need food to eat. You need a roof over your head. You do need to concentrate on that. But if I need to fix myself, then I need to go inward. And I want you obviously to be a part of that. And if it works for me, and you're in the same kind of situation, it doesn't have to be grief. It can be any kind of negative emotion that you're feeling, and you want a way out of that and don't know how, then maybe this way will help you too. I hope so. If if you like what you see, then please press the notification bell, like and subscribe, and leave a comment if there's any videos that you want me to put up. If I've experienced anything that you want to know about in my near-death experience, or meditation experiences, spiritual experiences that I had, which I'm going to share with you, just let me know, and I'll do what I can to make a video about it. All right, so take care, and I'll see you again.